All right. Good evening, everyone. Wow, nagblanko ako for a moment. Good
Evening na,
evening,
John.
everyone. Hi,
Good
guys.
evening.
Welcome to another Level Up Geek Night podcast. And tonight,
Yes.
we're going to have a little bit of round robin popcorn talks because we like drama. No, just kidding.
No, we
I
like
like
to
I
chill.
like
We
drama
like to
when
chill,
it's
like to
not
watch
in real
movies,
life.
and we like to eat popcorn. So,
Yeah.
hindi po ibig sabihin dahil popcorn drama na kagad.
Oo nga.
So, hi guys, my name is John B, and I'm the Christian Geek, and we are all
Mm.
Christian Geeks here. And together with me and with the Level Up crew, I have, of course, our Chibi Otaku,
Chebe.
my,
Kambawa!
and
Nakaso.
our boss baby. No, just kidding.
What?
Ay,
Our
nako, I like
boss,
that. Stop.
si John G. Say hi, John.
Hello. Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
So, ano bang
Both
latest
John.
sa atin? Ano bang latest within Level Up? Well, number one, I have joined the Glasses Club.
Mm.
Yes.
So, hindi na
You're
Four
kailangan
now
eyes.
you're now a Meganicun. Meganicun.
Yeah.
meron pa naman akong
What's
ano,
up?
mahilig pa naman ako sa mga taong nakasuot ng glasses. Weird.
Glasses. Oh, ako rin. I like myself so much. I do.
What?
Naka-glasses kasi ako. Okay, sobrang anyway, kulelat ng
I
stage.
just also want to
Popcorn night
say
it is.
hi to our 4 viewers for this evening. Hi, 4 viewers. Hi,
Hi
fans.
viewers.
Hello, viewers.
Hello friends. Hello friends.
If you're watching and you think that we're fun, share naman dyan, guys. Pa-share
Or
naman
if you
dyan.
or if you're new lang to the podcast, please drop us a message at the comment section.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you're not
Yeah.
new, please talk to us. We need friends.
Yes.
Not really. But yes, we would love to talk
Hindi
to
po
you.
hindi po kasama si Vince diyan kasi kahit claim yung news siya, matagal na siya po dito. Hi
He's new
Vince.
here. He's new hair. Joke lang. Okay. enough Tito jokes for the next 5 minutes.
All right.
Right. So paano ba yan? As we were saying,
So tonight we're really just going to be talking about what's been happening with Level Up, what's been happening with us, mga recent trends that we've been seeing online,
Mm,
and
mhm.
hopefully you can join in the discussion. So if may questions kayo, may mga recent geeky stuff kayo na
yep.
pinapanood
Yes.
that you
We're
want
all for
to
that.
share, let us
Mhm.
know in the comment
Let us
section
know.
down below. Let's talk about it. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, 'di ba, sabi mo naman James na what let's discuss what's been happening with LUGN. So, baka maybe we can recap on our
True.
episodes on the podcast, like what have we been talking about?
That's
Sure,
a good
sure.
thing.
Actually, magandang tanong yan. Ano. That's a wonderful
Oh,
question. Thank you for that wonderful question. Yes.
Pang Miss
yes.
Universe ba ito?
Well,
One of these
actually,
days.
that's very good, no? Here in Level Up Geek Night Podcast, we like to talk about different topics concerning geeks and Christianity. So
Mm.
we are firm believers that that there is no need for there to be a gap between those two. Yung hobbies natin and yung faith natin in Christ, in God, no? Madalas kasi, 'di ba, when we talk about mainstream church, it tends to have a negative look sa mga games, sa mga mahilig sa anime. Often, ang salita ay pangbata yan eh. Or parang, ay, addict ka pala, ganon.
Hmm.
So,
So that's one of those things,
so
yeah.
our topics have really revolved around those kinds of ano. Like, for example, we talked about is gaming really an addiction? Nakaka-addict ba talaga ang gaming? Or is it parang misconception siya? Right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What do you think,
Yeah.
John? Short thoughts on that topic.
The short answer is yes, but the long answer is a lot of things are addictive. So this world is full of addictive things. So you have to really go deep into it. Sige.
Yeah, that's
And if
true.
you want to go deep into it, feel free to check out our podcast
Yes. So, we have an
because that really
archive of
tackles
videos.
more.
Actually, ang videos namin nasa Facebook Live lang din naman. And
Yes.
it's also on YouTube. So, if you check out the
Yes.
Christian Geek na channel, that's my channel. We
Mm.
upload there regularly as well. So, actually,
Yep.
ano tayo dito, same day, wow, same day, same day broadcast, wow.
Real time.
Real
Real-time broadcast
time.
on Facebook and on YouTube. No? So,
Sounds good to
yun.
me.
So, what other topics do you remember, Maya, that you actually enjoyed that we talked about?
Being the otaku that I am here in this group,
Yes.
syempre, yung mga favorite ko, and actually, I did enjoy yung episodes na yun was number one, yung Valentine's Day na couples in the anime.
Wow. Okay.
Another
Ah.
one is yung why Isekai is popular.
Uh-huh.
And eto, hindi to anime, pero I really did enjoy yung discussion with female creative, um, well, artists, female
Right.
artists, nung Women's Month, just this
Yes.
year.
That's
Yun. So I
true.
really enjoyed that.
That was a
Actually,
very
I
interesting.
learned a lot. And I guess kasi actually I'm so happy with our guests that night eh. So we got a
Mm.
lot of thoughts and ideas,
Insights.
insights, no.
Mm.
And I know from women, from women who are leading the charge. Well, leading the charge when it comes to creatives. Because
Mm.
if you think about it, even in the creatives field, it's still primarily male dominated, diba? When it comes to like digital, when it comes to art, it's still primarily male dominated. So it's nice to see
Yeah.
that we have a
There are a
women's
lot of
perspective
industries
when it
like
comes to art, to creative design, etc.
Yes.
Ako personally, paborito ko yung, it was, we discussed it last year and medyo controversial. Wow, controversial. No, yung is church culture toxic? Yon.
Yes.
I think, ano kasi, it's really a question
short
of,
answer. No
uh,
joke.
ako kasi I believe in
Ah.
balance, no? So I think that there are some elements that have become toxic in
Mm.
church culture na masyado nang natuwa, yung parang masyado nang, this is the mainstream and this is how we do it eh, no? And
Right. Right.
it's not necessarily unbiblical, but it's also not necessarily loving or compassionate. Pero meron din naman na practices that the church is doing well. No, so it's really just parang identifying And ang ganda ng discussion kasi naisip ko, I remember that we even asked, are there aspects of geek culture that can be adopted by the church? Yun. So parang
Mm.
parang meron nga ba? Meron? Meron? Meron hindi. So ikaw John, what was your favorite topic that we've discussed?
Wala, kinuha nyo na lahat eh. You guys got everything already. So I have to like dig so deep into the past. No, I don't know. Because we have tackled things from church culture oriented, geeky oriented, and I like just being in that center of that fusion of it. Um, but yeah, I mean, basically ganun lang talaga yung content natin. I think just bringing it together. Um, geek life and being Christians in a geek, being Christian geeks, and the stuff we make, the stuff we talk about and dive into, like tonight, is just being that kind of person. Na how are we Christians who are also geeks? And it's nice having wholesome geek communities.
Yeah,
Nakakaano.
getting to talk about what you are really
Yeah,
passionate about.
without any or with minimal,
Judgment.
Judgment.
yes, with minimal
Yes.
judgment, but at the same time without or rather with a generally wholesome and kind and good spirited people because andyan si Holy Spirit. So, it's like kasi yun, honestly yun, there's a lot of toxic air in virtually any community, 'di ba? So, geek communities they also have their politics and drama and toxicity just like in any other major or any other large enough groups of people. So it's nice being able to like, hey, we're all brothers and sisters in Christ. So you have that, I guess you could call it undergirding or protecting you. But at the same time, it's like, hey, we can geek out. And it's really cool. And people get you. Nah, yeah, you can geek out and be a nerd and it's fine. Even if your particular geeking out is not always the same as some others in the group, but we kind of respect that. Like, hey, you know what? That's your particular geek out, and it's fine because I have my own thing as well. Sometimes it's gonna overlap, sometimes it's not, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
have actually yet to see J3 really geek out about LOTR on the podcast. Kasi feeling ko wala siyang kaganong kind of level sa LOTR.
I have a lot of
Uh,
um ano ba? No, I do have a
his
few.
geeking
I have a
out,
few
it's
friends.
like
I
in
mean,
the level
we
of
should pull in someone into the podcast that you can
Not
really geek out
fine.
with.
your
I
level
think
of
people
geeking
overestimate my Lord of the Rings geekiness.
Yung level
So
of geeking out niya
it's
is ano to the point na parang I don't even know this information. Teka, dinudugo ng ilong ko.
di naman. Tapos may totoong Lord of the Rings super geek lalabas, no? It's like, I'm not gonna say I'm not that deep. I can't speak Elven. I
Elven
can't do
talaga.
that. I can't
But
speak like
I'm
if I
sure
were to
there
start.
are some people who want to learn about the lore, LOTR and
Yeah,
everything.
true.
I mean I do.
Yeah,
It's just that
it's great.
I'm
It's
not,
fun.
deep into the lore yet.
Yeah, that's
I know,
fine.
I know someone na ano, pag, what do you call this?
We do have friends into that.
Pinaano mo ng lore, baka makatulog lang. Joke, hi. Hi, friend.
Please. Okay
Peace
lang
tayo
yan.
friend tayo
She's going to I mean, sorry. This person is going to absorb that at some point, like sunlight. Ganun lang.
Si Vince daw.
Si Vince
Gusto
is,
ko
yeah.
makita
Vince
si
does
Vince
get
tsaka si
into it.
JC nagbabatuhan lang ng
Minsan,
thoughts
yeah.
on
Vince throws
LOTR.
stuff at me.
Bigyan mo daw siya
But,
ng Dresden, sabi ni Vince.
oh, Dresden is fun. I love Dresden. That's a very niche market, but it's great.
You
And
know,
I
I
think
think
See,
I
I don't
think
even know
kasi
about that.
it's about uh, Dresden.
okay, that's a topic for another day.
Yes.
Actually, that's okay. Right now, we just thought of another podcast topic: Christianity in fiction. Ah,
Mm.
we haven't tackled that yet. So
Yes,
let's
yes.
note that. Maya, panote nito lang.
Juicy
I'll
and
note it
juicy.
because I'm the fiction dude here. Actually, we're all fiction people, so I shouldn't say that. But yes,
Yeah, that's actually a
ano
topic
ba?
we haven't actually touched yet,
No,
no? Ang ganda ng
yeah.
ano.
Yung
Ah,
representation of Christianity or religion in general
Mm.
in mainstream or popular fiction. Yes, that's something to look into. We haven't touched it for a while at the very least. We might have tackled that in our earlier years because if people haven't noticed, which you might not know, Level Up has celebrated its 10th anniversary this year. Yay,
yay!
we're
Yay!
old.
Happy
Yes.
We are now as old as my son.
10 years old. Aw.
So
I,
ano,
I wasn't there nung early foundations.
early days.
Ah,
So
I was there
I
3,000 years
3,000
ago.
years ago.
Oh, ayan, may meme na ng Lord of the Rings. No, di ba? There
Nakakainis.
you go.
Kaloka.
It
Pero
fits. It fits.
I just wanna parang revisit that, no? Since actually 10 years namin was April, we first started our uh
Hmm.
you know,
Game nights.
game nights. It was actually, you know, a group of 5 teenagers with attitude. Joke lang.
Well, we weren't teenagers, but we definitely still had attitudes, which the Lord refined.
Yes.
Ganun, oh,
Oh,
scrub.
So
who
five
are
geeky
you guys? Who are
guys.
you guys?
It was me, it was John, it was
Mhm.
Michael, Welchel, Angel, and si Vince. And
I see, I
Specifically,
see.
specifically Angel.
Oh, well,
She wasn't
child.
well chill at the time.
he
What
Ay,
was
wasn't
her name?
Welchel yet.
sabihin ko pagaragan.
No, 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 no,
No, a
no.
different Angel.
Different Angel. Angel ni Michael. Michael the
Yeah,
Angel.
yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
I
Yun.
forgot her last name,
Oh
Actually,
but I
I'm
no,
do
thinking
miss
of it,
them.
Ren.
Angelica.
Anyway,
Terrible. She has been subsumed. Oh no.
so we decided kasi we wanted to play a game
Yes,
sa kina John. And naisip kasi namin na parang, hey, we're a bunch of geeks.
we are.
And we are parang we love games, we love like
Mm.
different kinds of anime, science fiction, ano yung ganun.
All
And
sorts of stuff.
all sorts of different hobbies.
Yep, yep,
But
yep.
we don't see any problem with mixing that with our faith. Pero
Yes.
marami kasi sa church na tinatawag namin closet geeks na are afraid to come out of the closet, so to speak. Because, baka pagsabihin lang sila na they're being immature or
Mm.
they're not, their priority is not God. And I
True,
can
true.
understand where that while well-meaning sometimes it's not very it can be painful to some or can be hurtful. So we thought na why don't we just bridge that gap? No, why don't we bridge that gap between our hobbies and
That's true.
Christianity? So we decided let's make it into a ministry. And naalala ko pa kasi ang funny nun, kaya ako sinabing 5 teenagers with an attitude. When we went there, we have a picture. I don't know where it is anymore. Sobrang in the annals of history. Nasa elevator kami and I remember si Michael was wearing red. John was wearing uh what was John
I
wearing?
was I was in black.
You were in
Ah no,
black.
blue, blue. Sorry, blue ako.
You were in blue. Alam ko si ano was in
Mike was red. Angel was pink.
Angel was pink. I forgot what color I was wearing. I think I was the one in black. And then
Yes.
si Vince was in
Vince was
yellow.
yellow.
So talagang alam mo, Power Ranger colors talaga kami. So, ayan, parang, that's when the ministry was born, no? Uh,
Yeah, it's crazy.
and the idea was to create a safe space and to minister to others,
Community.
no? To create that, that idea nga of bridging that gap between Christianity and our, uh, what do you call this, our hobbies. Because karamihan naman ng mga kilala na ako, a lot of people that I know that are into hobbies are not the first ones to step into the church. So if you
Oh
can
yeah.
bring them to the church, you bring the church to them, right?
Yes.
Also, most of the times their experience with the church has been
Negative.
frustrating, to be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have
So yeah.
I have I reference this story quite often because natatawa kasi ako pag naaalala ko yung story na to eh. Um, So one of our friends, she shall remain nameless, pero ang konti lang namin babae dito. So walaan niyo
Well,
na
you
lang.
know, the regulars are few, but the group as a whole is a bit bigger actually.
That's true.
So
Anyway, she said she was wearing uh I think her hair was colored. She was wearing parang leather na outfit, parang
jacket.
naka-leather jacket,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was IDC and John's
It
dad.
was a conference. It was a church conference. Yeah.
Sabi parang, do you go
Grabe ko,
here?
in-anonymous mo yung girl, pero yung, yung nag-persecute, hindi mo
No,
in-anonymous.
well, to be
To be fair,
fair,
hindi naman
it
persecution
wasn't
yun.
hindi siya persecution, you know. It's just it was just a thoughtless boomer comment. Yung tipong hello. Oh, do you
Mm.
go to
You
this church?
do you go
Parang
to
ganun
this
lang.
Yes,
church?
yes, yes.
Kasi, to them, it's a surprising outfit. Speaking of which, I also remember this instance because just last Sunday, I was at church. Nope, nope. My dad, praise the Lord for him, did not make any such funny comments.
May
But
improvement.
I did see someone there with a nose ring.
Ooh.
So I mean, honestly, nose ring is whatever, ornamental thing, your thing, whatever. But it's like that kind of thing. Like, oh, cool, and then you just walk past
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So are you guys familiar with the film series na God's Not Dead?
I
Yes,
haven't watched that.
familiar. Haven't watched.
Um, i- it's a mixed bag. I like it, but at the same time, it tends to exaggerate the persecution. But anyway, there's a scene kasi in the second movie. Sorry kung spoilers, but I don't think that
It's fine.
anyone's gonna really complain about spoilers in a
No,
Christian
no,
film.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, come on, it's a Christian film. Not a lot of surprises
So
there,
one
honestly.
of the main characters, the pastor there, he was doing jury duty, and
Mm.
parang uh,
Okay.
he he wanted to stay on the jury because he really believed that the lady that was being accused was innocent. Uh, and siya lang kasi yung Christian dun sa jury because he is a pastor. But something happened to him na nagkasakit siya, still wanted to go, tas nag-collapse siya. So of course,
Mm.
normally in the US, pag ganun, you have to replace. Hindi naman pwedeng continue pa rin yung
You
duty
just let
nung,
them, yeah.
oo. Tapos, so the defense thought they're going to lose. Kasi yung pumalit doon sa jury was this woman na parang punk, colored hair, nose rings, alam mo yun, multiple earrings, etc. And maraming rings sa kamay. And then, what do you call that? Pagkatapos, biglang um, he was about to so when they finally made the decision na nag-ano na sila, ang ending pala, they decided with the defense and they won. Pero ang ending mo malaman mo, yung girl na they thought was parang a liberal or whatnot, was a Christian pala. So parang ni-reveal nila so parang sometimes we have a tendency to judge people based on our looks. The mainstream church, and I think it's not just mainstream church. I think a lot of us have that tendency to judge how people look without really
Yep.
knowing na baka Christian din sila. Because Christians are not perfect, 'di ba? Kaya nga may church eh. Sabi nga 'di ba the church is like a hospital for broken people. 'Di ba? Hindi tayo
Mm.
perfect, we're broken, we make mistakes. And so parang we need to learn to be uh less judgmental in what we see and more open to
Mm.
all kinds of people. Eh, 'di ba? Parang normal lang 'yan yung makikita mo may nose ring, makakita ka ng may tattoo tapos may mga iba kumaka-react ng mga tao parang OA guys.
Yeah, and actually, those are actually not even sinful defects from a real point of view. So, not to get too deep into it, but most of those kasi, yung mga quote unquote biblical sanctions against them were because of religious, how do you put it, reasons na wag ka mag-ritual scarring because that's what they use for worship of other things. So parang there's a lot of context to it. So not to dive too deep into that, I guess the main point is um, the ostracization that we have for people based on what we see is actually something that we are warned off against a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff we have
Yeah, and I
often
think
tackled
I think
in
that's
our talk.
why ministries like us, groups like us exist because we want to level the playing field. Hindi naman. To create
Level up.
that level up
We well honestly we exist because there are people who
who are
like us.
misunderstood.
There are people like us.
There are people
Period.
like us who misunderstood and but we all need Christ. I think that the bottom line yan is we all need Christ. We all need God. At the end of
Mm.
the day, whether you believe it or not, we all need Christ. And I just want to say now, wow, we have 9 viewers tonight. Hi guys,
That's it's
na-excite ako.
and I will
Yes,
say
baka
that
nanonood
I
yung
am
mga ano
not
ko.
I'm not one of those 9 kasi naka-close yung Facebook ko. Okay, hindi
By
siya
the way,
bloated,
according to the
organic.
comments,
Uh-uh.
Ako,
pag-usapan daw natin si
I
Cesar
invited
Montano.
some of my friends kasi to watch.
Nice.
Nice.
So, baka nandyan sila. Hi, friends.
Hi
If you're
friends,
Sige.
comment kayo
watching.
guys. Kung meron kayong
Yes.
topic na gustong pag-usapan, just post it down below. We'll discuss it. We'll answer those questions whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube.
Yep.
And
Tonight is kind of a TV, no, not TV, sorry. Para siyang radio, call-in radio, whatever. Feels, no?
hi RB, RB tuloy. Hi Roxanne. Thanks,
Well,
thanks,
RB is
thanks.
there. I see that
For an
name.
yes, 100% we all need Christ. And I think that's
Yes.
bottom line talaga natin yun eh. So regardless of our backgrounds, we need Christ. And I think that's why we created this space so that
B?
we can create a space na ano na open for geeks but is still pushing to recognize Christ as our Lord and Savior. With that being said, may tanong si Vince. Pag-usapan daw natin si Cesar Montano sa CCF. Parang ayoko. Parang
Bakit?
That I'm sorry. That's too mainstream. I don't know what that is.
no issue lang yun. It's really issue of celebrities being in church pero not
Well, I mean,
parang ano lang yun eh, parang Baron
yeah.
Geisler. I mean, being in church pero not showing, But I've seen Baron
Well,
Geisler recently and he looks good. He looks like
he looks guapo.
No, I mean magiging artista ba siya kung hindi? But more of he looks good in the sense that uh parang totoo na siya. Or at least hindi na nag-backslide, parang ganon. So,
Well, I wouldn't be able to contribute there because this is a geek channel.
yeah. So with that being
So
said,
I'm
si Vince is talking about Beef on Netflix. I don't know if
yeah.
you guys have seen clips, but
I
there's a
Clip, yes. But the series I haven't. Series ba siya?
it's a
Yeah, it's a
series.
series.
One season siya starring
We could look
uh
into it. It fits into the topic that we stumbled upon earlier, yung Christianity or church or religion as depicted in modern fiction.
so it
No?
stars Ali Wong and the
Yeah.
comedian Ali Wong. And John,
Right.
if you remember, you liked her movie, yung sometimes maybe ba yun or something. I forgot. The one
No,
with
it's the one. Yeah,
the one with
the one
the
with
Keanu Reeves cameo.
Ah,
yes,
yeah.
that was one of her more wholesome movies, as I am told.
It was
So
so
it's a
fun. Ako,
it's a
I
whole-
really enjoyed that movie.
it's a very wholesome rom com, Asian rom com. So I don't know if that does a
And
thing.
ang ridiculous kasi ng cameo ni dun eh, ni
Keanu. Yeah.
Keanu because obviously he's not like that. Pero ang OA niya dun.
Oh naman.
And then anyway, going back, the TV show Beef stars Ali Wong and Steven Yeun. And they actually showed a clip and I think that was a real nice for the first time nakakita ko ng magandang depiction of church in mainstream media in the US kasi often negative yung portrayal nila in media eh. And in this
Mm.
case, parang we see in the clip where Steven Yeun's character um enters the church. Parang I don't know if it was the first time or what.
Mm.
And they were singing "Oh Come to the Altar."
Mm.
And ano,
That's it.
as they were singing, he starts to just cry. And the pastor comes near and parang just puts his hand on him and starts praying for him. And parang first time ko nakakita ng depiction ng church in Western media na ganun. Na parang, wow, it's very, very real. And I think, kumbaga parang, in the sense, when you get to know Christ, sometimes ganun yung feeling na parang, okay
Mm.
ka, you are, so biglang you just break down in tears while listening to the praise and worship na parang hindi mo rin naman maintindihan bakit ka umiiyak, no? Pero alam mo si Christ na yung nagmo-move. So, whether or not
Mm.
Christ actually moved in him is another story altogether, or he followed through with his walk. Pero yung depiction na yun, sobrang kaiba for me, ah.
Sobrang authentic.
Yeah. And I think
Kasi
that's the
I
problem din
felt
kasi.
that before eh.
Mm.
Go on, Maya.
Yes, go on, Maya.
Oh, yun lang naman.
You felt what? Sorry. Okay, just to clarify, when you say you felt that before, you felt what before?
I
Just
mean
to be
like
specific.
yeah. Well, the first time I actually became aware of my own Christianity, like hindi yung pinasa sa'yo ng magulang mo na kind of religion.
Mm.
Yung ikaw mismo yung came to know what the love of God is, the fatherly love that He has for you.
Mm.
It's usually, well, hindi naman lahat, pero usually, um, the when it's accompanied by music na sobrang totoo yung lyrics about who God is, dun ka talaga mapapaiyak
Mm.
because you realize how true it is, um, yung sinasabi sa lyrics as to yung sinasabi sa Bible about God, about His character. So,
Mm.
parang, alam mo yun, parang, ah, na, natanggal yung scale sa mata mo and na-realize mo, this is real, God is real. And
Mm.
makikita mo yun sa tao sa paligid mo, how they also have experienced God in their lives during mga ganong kinds of activities or events. So,
Very
yun lang naman.
emotional moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
according to Vince,
Yeah.
hindi daw maganda yung depiction eventually in the show ng church. Pero that scene kasi I think was very
Moving.
relatable kasi yung scene itself.
Yes.
No, na para
That is
this
true.
is what happens. No, this can happen
Mm.
talaga with anyone who is lost and seeking and happens to just end up in church. And I've seen that many times, not just personally na the experience ko, but I've also seen it with other people who came to church and they started just crying and God is speaking to them.
Mm.
So sana no parang sana lahat ng experiences ganon at sana lahat ng experiences leads to a deeper relationship with him kasi hindi naman lahat eh, no?
That's true.
Sometimes meron pang pagmamatigas ng ulo pa rin.
Sometimes may paglalampaso na sa floor. Joke.
That's true. That's true. Happened to a lot of people. Happened to me.
Yes.
Sabi daw niya no yung movie It's Always Be My Maybe. Yun pala yun, yung title.
Yes. Thank
Actually
you.
it's one of the most wholesome because Ali Wong tends to be medyo
Uh,
crass
PG somethings.
yung ano niya, yung comedy niya. But
Yeah.
actually very I think it's
That's the
because it's I think it's because of yung partner niya doon sa movie.
yeah, yeah.
Sino nga ba yun? Si Randall Park yun.
Mm. Yeah, Randall Park tends to have wholesome-ish movies or roles.
So, going back, lols,
Naisip ko sa Marvel siya din, wholesome din siya dun eh.
sa Marvel, yeah, si
Yeah,
Agent Woo.
easy. Uh, Agent Who.
I would want to watch
An
I would
Agent
want to
Who.
watch an Agent Woo na series.
Oh man. And then it'll go the way of Agents of Shield. Like
Mm.
no, I don't know.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I think Marvel needs how do you call it? Uh revitalize. It needs to be revitalized with something new and exciting. And Agent Woo, Randall Park can actually bring that. I think, in my opinion, anyway.
Uh Sige, Marvel discussion. That's another thing to tackle another time.
Actually, it's actually
Anyway,
a pretty good discussion because
yeah.
I think naalala ko si Eternals eh. No, yung movie na Eternals. And actually, there's a lot of now that Marvel is moving into outer space. There's really room to talk about
Mm,
what gods are kasi gods kasi yung ano nila din, 'di ba? There was even a scene in
that's
Thor
true.
Thor, Love and Thunder, 'di ba? It's the pantheon
Oo.
of all the gods, no?
Yep,
So, it's actually something that we can talk about eventually.
that's true.
Yun.
It does fit. It does fit.
Yeah, we have the rest of the year to think
We
about
do.
our
Our
podcast
content.
topics.
So,
There's a lot.
kung meron kayong comments, suggestions, or ano that
Oh
you
yeah, if
want to
there's
talk
anything
about,
you want us
Like
to
you want us to
discuss,
tackle? Yes, actually.
yes,
yes.
Baka
So,
may
we'll be
gusto
question,
more than
kayong
guys.
happy
So,
to dive into it.
while we are online, what are some of the things that you have watched recently na interesting?
mm,
Biglang silence. Eh.
ayun.
Because I haven't been watching.
Well, it's a good.
Anything geeky or ano?
Ako, paano ba?
Biglang walang maisip.
Yeah, well, okay. It's like this. It's like this. Okay, what have we been tackling, getting into? Because I'm not. Or if well, you guys know, hindi ako sobrang into shows. So I'm really more of a reader. I'm more of a I read. I play games. I watch the movies, but I don't watch a lot of TV series so much. So that's probably my quote unquote least developed geek side. So
Eto,
go.
since kakatapos lang ng Mandalorian as in tapos na siya.
I
What?
need to
No,
catch
you
up
have
on
to.
that.
I
Season
have,
Yes.
1 pa
Oh
lang
my
ako.
gosh, G3, hindi ka pa nakapag-catch up.
I'm sorry.
Tapos
No,
na yung season.
I wanna catch up. Nod tayo ha, nod tayo. Anyway, so yes, season 3.
actually,
Yes.
I've only watched one episode pa lang of season 3, so I need to catch up din tala. Now that you
No,
have
you
mentioned.
guys, come on.
Yeah,
No,
Well,
this is
anyway, I don't wanna
where
spoil.
but to be fair, before season 3 came out, updated naman ako. Grabe.
Oo nga, hindi ka lang nakahabol sa season 3.
Oo.
hindi lang talaga ako TV show person, honestly. So,
But what I am
I'll
excited
catch up.
about is, 'di ba, ang daming din rap ni Star Wars lately.
That's true.
Is
I do know Ahsoka is coming
this
out,
ay kita ba?
so
Kita ba?
I'm looking forward to that.
Di
Unfortunately,
lumalabas.
Nakita.
I-off mo yung ano daw. Ay, ayun na.
si Ahsoka.
Yun.
There you
Yes.
go. There you go.
I'm so
Actually,
excited about it.
Si
ang
Rosario
ganda
Dawson.
ng ano, ang ganda ng casting ni Rosario Dawson.
Yes.
When I first saw it, parang, wow, ang ganda ng casting ni Rosario Dawson for this role. And
Yes.
I have no comments because I'm sorry. Like my Star Wars fan card here is like getting shakier. But kasi honestly, ever since Disney took over, and
Well, yeah.
I'm not gonna be an elitist about Disney. It's just more of like yung content nila is mostly naging video, and mahina talaga ako sa video content. Uh, so it's like, where are my books? Give me
Oh,
my books.
books.
Kasi I like to read. And that's how I got into
eh,
Star Wars before. Of course, the movies, and then the books,
sad
and then
kasi
the video
yung
games. So
books pa
parang,
naman, 'di ba? Parang
wala
hindi
naman
na
siya,
siya canon, yung
ngayon,
original books.
yeah, they made everything not canon. So now it's all like, there's not a lot of book content.
Yeah.
Just like, no, I got nothing to read, guys.
This is not known for and it's not really
For
known
publishing books.
for publishing books, no.
Yeah,
So
that's because they're
multimedia talaga sila.
literally unbalanced.
Pero ako kasi
In
excited
other
ako
words,
sa Ahsoka because of its ties to Rebels.
yeah,
And I
that's
watched
also
kasi the
another problem.
entire
Vince, don't tell me. I know. Alam ko, Vince. Panoorin ko yung Rebels. Shh. Mahimik ka.
Yeah, yung pa
Alam
isa.
ko.
and
Hassle.
they already dropped that what's his face? Yung kalaban sa Rebels is going to appear in in
Yes.
Ahsoka eh.
Yes, that blue
That blue guy. Yes.
Oh, that I know because he's from the legacy content. So when I saw
Ah.
him come out, I'm like, wow, big time villain to. and I
I
love
like
it.
that.
I love him as a character. So
So, and I like that they're one by one showing the characters from Rebels eh. Like
yeah,
pinakita nila si Hera, pinakita nila si ah
Sabine,
Sabine,
tama
'di
ba?
ba?
yes,
And
the fates of
and
these characters.
it was just ano eh parang parang tama lang. It was a parang yung paglabas ni Sabine kasi pinakita na nila si ano live action na Bo-Katan eh. So parang mm,
I so love Poe sa Mandalorian season. Like, badass girl talaga siya.
Yeah, that's
Come
true.
on.
Chopper best droid daw sabi ni Vince.
No, that's because Chopper is the snarkiest droid, so it makes sense that you like him.
Oh, I have yet to be introduced to this chopper droid.
Oh, nasa Rebels
Nasa
siya.
Rebels siya.
If you're a Star Wars fan, perhaps you'd like to play Star Wars RPG.
Saka ako I'm
Which is
excited.
actually that's my gateway into things, ah. Like like for Star Trek, hindi ako Star Trek fan, but suddenly I became proficient in Star Trek lore because I had to run a Star Trek RPG game. So I was like, okay, consume everything. So that's the key for me. Like, you want me to get into something, show me an RPG of it, and I'll just be like, sure, and then I'll just eat everything up. Before
Ano
you
ba
know it,
lang
ako
ano
na
eh.
naman yung
Ah,
geek out about it.
ano nga eh parang what do you call this? I know in America there's a clear line between Star Trek and Star Wars fans for most. Ako wala pa kaya I love both ano eh
Uh,
franchises eh. So
Pero they make fun of that line. Like nowadays, madalas akong I see the whole gasp, and then mga it's Star Trek and Star Wars family, and then the Star Trek or Star Wars family, I'd be like, shame. But I mean, they do it for jokes. So people are very familiar with the quote unquote
ano ba naman
divide.
I must be ano nga eh sabi ko within our group ako and probably Vince yung pinaka
Ano?
updated sa start because ako I've seen all the episodes except for
Well,
TOS. I've seen
I
all the
actually
episodes of
tried
all the series
watching.
of Star Trek.
I actually tried watching TOS. I got 2 episodes in and I gave up. I was like, I'm sorry, you started this thing, but I
Ang
can't
hirap.
start it.
Ang hirap na TOS eh.
No, you really feel the age kasi in the acting and everything. So it's like you really feel like it's a TV that doesn't age. It's a TV show that hasn't aged well. But I can still respect it kasi I mean for all of its basta respect mo lang yung nagawa niya na stuff. So talks lang. Kasi TV budget they're limited. So I don't
Actually, my
mind.
introduction to the Star Trek universe was not the TOS eh. It was the movies because I watched the movies, especially the one with the whale. I love the movie with the whale. So, talaga the time travel to get a whale into the future. I'm like, what?
Mm.
As ridiculous as it sounds, it's one of my favorite Star Trek movies.
It is an interesting thing.
Pero may space whale na din sa Star Wars.
That's true. There's
That's
space
true.
whales in a lot of shows.
So, ako,
They're cute. Space whales are adorable. I love space
Space
whales.
whales. Yes.
Space
you know
whales are
where
great.
you know where there are space whales? Where else there are
Where?
space whales? FF.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The whales, there are whales there too. You know where else there are whales?
Where?
Space whales. In gotcha games.
Oh God.
Cheating.
Kayo na ang maglaro. Ako ay hindi ko kaya eh. I'm too
Okay,
busy.
speaking of which, okay,
Fish
so
lang ako, fish.
I do want to like just what so actual thing. What are the things you're getting into recently? What are the geeky stuff you're consuming or engaging in lately? Because okay, shows, whatever it is. Ikot tayo. Let's do a round robin if you guys don't mind.
Well, ako naman medyo I tend to manage my game time as much as possible. So
Right.
I don't play as much, but what I've been playing naman has always been FF eh. So,
FF
Final
14.
Fantasy 14, which is MMO. And naka-standby lang kasi ako kasi malapit na yung bagong patch eh.
Right, right. So
Yeah,
it's mostly just spending time with friends who are still going through the game,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
very fun. It is very fun. I do love doing that.
So, ako yun yung ano. And you'd be surprised kasi parang yeah, people would call it a game, but there are whole communities within the game that are
That's
spending
true.
time. And some communities are great and some communities are toxic. Ano,
Uh,
and Ninay, hi Ninay, can attest to that, no? Some are great, some are toxic. So it's really a question of ako nga pag minsan iisip ko, I'm medyo kasi may pagka-introvert kasi ako pag minsan if I don't know a person, I don't really make the
mm,
first move to introduce myself, and I think that's something that I need to learn
work
to
on,
work
yeah.
on. But yung parang when you have this community, how do you leverage this community to create that again, balik ako sa community kasi level up is sa community, 'di ba? Parang how
Mm,
do we use it in a way that is purposeful ba for the Lord? Yun yung naiisip ko lagi. And right now, I'm not the right person to to be
mm.
doing that. Possibly si John or maybe Gio. Hi Gio. I'm sure you're having a great night's sleep right now.
Our friend, our bear in the US.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's
Whew.
finally hibernated into a cold area.
Mm, oo nga eh. So
So yun.
yun.
Aside from that, what have I been into? I guess I watched a few Japanese dramas.
Mm.
Preparing for our Japan trip in August. Wow. Preparation yung panonood ng
James, walang
drama.
subtitles doon.
This, I saw that meme. Yung going to Japan and discovering there are no subtitles. Yes.
You know, no.
And for some
Yeah,
reason in Japanese dramas, there are more English speakers than there actually are. Yung parang,
that's
bakit yung mga characters dito
true.
marunong mag-English tapos ano, I don't think that's how proficient they are but there. But anyway. So yun. Ano ba? Yeah, actually just recently watched this emergency type. I love emergency type shows. So I
What
was
are
watching.
those?
So I watched yung mga like for example Fire and Rescue, 911, yung mga ganun
Ah,
yung ano or like medical drama. So I watched the Japanese drama na centered around doctors who go into the field. So para silang paramedics pero doctors talaga sila. So they are licensed to operate then and there if needed. Ganun.
Hmm.
so you watched Grey's Anatomy? Not necessarily.
Nakakahiya man aminin. Pero napanood ko na lahat ng 19 seasons ng Grey's Anatomy.
Oh my gosh, you did?
Intense, man.
Yes. I watched
That's
it from the
intense.
beginning. So
Oh
That's
my gosh.
intense,
parang
sir.
tapos even when there was a time na people were no longer watching it, I would
Isa na
be
ako dun.
sa
No
watch it.
longer watching.
No longer watching.
Ah,
Can you imagine? Di, tsaka nakakatawa na 19 seasons na siya at wala na si ano, wala na yung main actress. Wala na si Grey on the show.
so
She's
it's
just the
just
voiceover na
anatomy.
lang. So, the
Management.
show revolved around her because it's her, parang Grey's Anatomy, di ba?
Right,
Yeah,
Eh, wala
right.
na
single
siya.
digit pa lang siya, dinrap ko na siya. Kasi ang tagal eh.
Oh well.
But they had really good, ano. Pero, ah, my problem with the show, truth be told though, is that I really hate their how do you call it? Yung the way they look at relationships in that show. Na parang no, mas importante yung career ko than my marriage. I'm like, no.
Well,
Hindi.
well,
You prioritize your marriage. You're married. No, for Pete's sakes. Dapat yun yung ano niya.
well. That kind of goes to shows to you kasi anong klaseng culture yung pinopromote, I guess. So it's like traditional culture would say, yeah, your marriage is the most important, and non-traditional independent culture would say, no, it's you who are most important, di ba? But that's a huge topic right there.
Yan,
As
meron
always.
isang
Yes.
scene kasi doon na-frustrate ako where the two characters, they are parang ang ganda ng marriage nila tapos nagkaroon sila ng speed bump
Mm.
because ah basta parang about career. And then doon sa isang scene na parang no,
Mm.
the guy is asking, let's work on our marriage. Pero gusto ng girl to ano, parang pursue her, parang it's an awesome opportunity, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. Ayaw
Mm.
magpapigil. So, tapos, kahit binibigyan siya ng alternatives na parang you can pursue yung ano, opportunity here. Ayaw niya because
Right.
ando na eh, the offer's there, parang ganun. So, pinaprioritize pa rin yung career over the marriage. And then, I feel that parang, ako personally, I don't agree with that ano, na parang, well, then why did you get married in the first place if that was the case, 'di ba? Di sana hindi ka na lang nagpakasal kasi mas gusto mong i-prioritize yung career mo over your marriage, 'di ba?
This
Para
sounds
wala
like
nang hindrance,
a
'di ba?
long-seated grudge against a story.
So
But
ako
yeah.
I just don't like that kind of ano parang treatment of relationship na parang it's all emotional, it's all ano. Well, passion is good, but it shouldn't be the only factor in a marriage, so to speak. And this is coming from a single guy who's not married.
Right, right.
Yes, affected ako, Vince. Bakit ba?
Well, I guess yung main point here is that I think which something I'd hope for, like especially we are now in the post-pandemic era, people would be realizing that hey, you know what? Relationships matter because a lot of people suffered during the pandemic. It was a very challenging time, diba? Oh, so you get stuck at home or with your family or whoever you live with, and then relationships get tested, and either they strengthen or they snap. So wala. Kailangan talagang ano yan. I don't think that was a time na people are like, oh, I have to look at my career. That time made people really have to think about what was important. And I think for most people, they realize na importante nga pala yung relationships ko sa buhay. Although I'm sure there's still a lot who are like, no, career pa rin. Pero, that's a different thing. So, ikaw, kayo. Anyhow, um, sige, sige. Yes.
Well, hindi naman.
Yung tawa
Pero
kasi.
ano,
Yes,
I just
go.
it was actually my birthday no May 5, and I'm
May
so
the 5th.
happy. Yes, May the 5th.
Cinco de Maya.
Cinco de Mayo. Ayan. And I'm so happy and I'm grateful to my family na they took me to Mitsukoshi BGC. And syempre,
Yo,
pumunta ako
nah,
sa Fully
come on.
Booked because nandun yung mga manga. And it was such an anime haven over there. So,
Yeah, it is. It
ayan.
is, yeah.
Ang daming saan. I don't think I have been to that branch, pero parang maliit lang yung Mitsukoshi. Yeah, maliit lang siya. Pero there was a dedicated section for the manga. Sobrang daming titles na available dun. Both. I mean, like, both. Like, may English sila at may Japanese sila. Ano ba yun? Like,
Yeah,
I'm so
well, that makes
excited.
sense. That makes sense.
Pero syempre,
Honestly,
hindi yun yung binili ko, di ba?
one of these days, that's what something I want to do. Like, actually buy the legit copy of a manga. Na full,
Yes.
yung whole thing.
Yes.
So,
And
ewan
yung
ko lang.
ano doon, yung mga series doon like My Hero Academia,
Right,
One
right.
Piece, meron silang ano doon, yung yung set talaga na manga. So parang mukha siyang treasure chest pero ang laman niya ay puro ano, yung isang set ng My Hero Academia,
Mm.
One Piece ganyan. Sobrang nabigla
Masarap
ako.
mag-collect ng manga pag ano eh, pag
Kompleto? Charot.
hindi yung ano, tawag
Mm.
mo dito, how do I put it? Masarap pag ng manga 'pag ano, may copies pa, eh. Like ako 'pag sa Slam Dunk is my jam. Ang hirap maghanap ng copies pa of the
Mm.
certain of the manga. Reprints na yung nahahanap
Hmm.
ko and they're not
Actually, I don't
exactly
think hindi ko ata napansin kung may
No.
slam dunk nga ba dun.
I
Ah,
think in Japan nagkaroon ng resurgence, eh, because of the movie.
yeah.
Sabi nga daw nila it was like because the movie was like one of the highest grossing not
Uh-uh.
just animated, one of the highest grossing films daw in Japan,
Yep.
of all time.
Hmm.
So, nagkaroon na ng resurgence for the manga.
Mm.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Pero like I have like certain volumes of Slam Dunk na parang limited, eh. Parang it's a nag-release kasi sila originally ng 31 volume set. Tapos nag-release sila ng 24 volume na parang larger ano na copies ng manga. So, parang hindi na ako makahanap ng original nun. Kasi yun yung may
Yeah.
copies ako, eh.
I have, on the other hand, speaking of just slam dunk, I have the Filipino versions.
Oh.
So they're like the smaller copies. And that was just like 3 or 4 volumes. It was fun. They were magkano ba sila dati? 200 pesos each.
Vincent, hindi
Oh,
yan yung
wow.
manga. Manga yan, hindi manga. Kainis. Kulang nga ng
Comic
letter G. Manga.
manga. Anyway,
And
comic.
masarap mag-collect pero hindi masaya mag-spend to collect. Ang
Mahal.
mahal.
The reason I got
Mahal.
the reason I got the Pinoy versions kasi ang sulit. It was the whole volume. Tapos 200-300 pesos lang
Ah,
versus the
kailan yan?
Japanese ones. That was back in college days. So I'm just gonna say 2000
Kasi
somethings.
ang isang volume ng
The
manga ngayon, what?
original Japanese the Japanese ones translated was like around 700 pesos at that time. So parang I was like 250 versus 700,
Yeah,
800.
yeah.
Ito yung kunin ko.
Tapos
So
yung
it
mga
was practical.
translated manga pa naman nung time na yun. Promise. I know magkakaedad tayo, guys. So, parang yung mga translated manga noon, pangit
They're
talaga
hard.
ng ano. I mean,
Translations?
I mean, they were
Well,
subpar. Nowadays, the ones that
they
are being
weren't the best.
released by ano,
They weren't the best.
kasi dati before, I remember si Vince Media ata yung sa States yung madalas nagre-release ng
Yeah.
Ah,
translated
yeah.
They
mangas.
were expensive.
They were expensive and when you look at the translations, I'm like,
Mm.
pinag-isipan ba talaga to? Alam
Yeah,
mo yun?
there's some weird translations. I remember getting Initial D,
Mm.
and the translations were a bit weird. Like talagang magkaiba siya sa show or whatever. It was like, I mean, more or less the story is the same, but you could tell that there were parts that were like um poorly
Hindi,
translated.
hindi to about elitism, Vince, bro. It's
No,
really
it's
just that
just
it was poor
it,
translations.
yeah, it's not being elitist. It's just back then it wasn't a big market, so I'm sure they're just like, nah,
Yung
just
mas
get someone
maganda
to
pa
translate
ang
it.
translation ng scanlations kesa sa ano, kesa
Yeah,
sa
we're not
official
talking
produced
about the
na translation.
scanlation market. Back then, kasi, diba, there were a lot of comics were not available in whatever way. You had to look for them online. But I'm just glad nowadays that's not the case anymore because there's a lot of legit online sources. Like the publishers themselves produce and they release it online. So actually, the thing about scanlations nowadays, I feel is a dying or shrinking underground kasi hindi na kailangan masyado.
Siyempre, the original underground din naman ng mga scanlators.
Oo.
They're now being hired by ano eh, the
Mm.
publishers din naman eh.
Wait, ano yung sorry, ngayon ko lang itatanong kung ano yung actual definition ng scanlation.
A
Oh,
scanlation is basically scans of manga pages that have been translated. Kaya it's a portmanteau,
Ah.
wow, portmanteau of
portmanteau. Scanning
scan
translation.
and
Scan
translation. Kaya
translation.
siya naging scanlation.
Yeah.
Oh. I
So that's
see.
that's the old like
So
some
original,
guy in Japan or China or whatever would scan a copy of the manga or whatnot, load it upline, load it online. Some group would be like, let's translate this, and then they edit the pictures and put in the English stuff and
Ooh.
publish it online. So this
the
was technically piracy in sorts, although because there were English mangas available in America, not so much in the Philippines and in most countries in Asia actually. Like most of the world didn't have access to it. So
Mm. Yeah,
yeah,
but of course it would be expensive, right?
it would also be really expensive, which is why I was so happy when they published yun, like for example, the local slam dunk stuff.
Mm.
So yun.
yeah, actually it's a dying community kasi even when early days of uh anime would come out pero ano, walang official subs na lumalabas. So, what would you do? You would have to download at wala pang torrent no'n time. So, alam mo yung ginagawa namin, peer to peer, yung mga tipong LimeWire, gano'n.
Or even prior to LimeWire, I'm gonna come on. It's like
Napster,
MIRC.
MIRC, exactly.
Oh
So
my gosh,
Yes.
di ko na naabutan yun. LimeWire lang naabutan ko.
so
Buhay
parang
pa yung MIRC ah.
tapos kaya
Grabe
mapapansin
no.
mo yung mga original na tapos even the ones that were selling anime CDs and DVDs here in the Philippines nung time na yon in the early 2000s, makikita mo they're not original. They're may mga by subtitle group ganito ganyan.
That's
So,
true. So you have
yeah.
like these groups of people who would do the editing. Honestly, I think what eventually what these the companies did is they just look for these guys and said, "Hey, you know what? We'll pay you. You have a job, we'll hire you. We'll take you in."
And make them legit and then,
Uh,
parang they will bankroll it so that these companies na lang yung will get the profits basically.
yep.
So,
Kasi most of these groups never they don't really get paid. They don't have money. They don't make money out. They don't well, not all, but like most of them didn't really make money out of it. Although some were able to.
so even
Yes,
kaya
John.
ngayon parang if you think about it, anime ngayon, you can even get same day what do you call this? Same day episodes. Same day
Na
release na release in Japan today. Within a few hours meron na rin dito sa Pilipinas or
mm,
because there's already subtitles for it
yep. And the
because
subtitles are actually good quality.
yes, except sa
So
Crunchyroll.
well, Crunchyroll depending
No.
on sino yung translator assigned per
No, ang problema kasi
project.
sa Crunchyroll kasi is um what they do is they pay really low dun sa mga translators nila and they're mostly
Mm.
fan translators. Tapos pag nakuha na nila yung translations, i-upload nila as their own pero they charge how much on their site, 'di ba? So parang maraming mga nagko-complain yan na parang ini-exploit lang din nila yung mga translators for
Uh,
money. So,
well, that's
Whoa.
corporate America for you, I guess.
well, that's why Crunchyroll has that what's that? Reputation.
Reputation.
Mm.
So aside from that, actually, I'm still in Genshin, and I've been hearing a few of our friends, a few of you guys are on Honkai Star Rail.
Yes,
They are. I'm
indeed.
not. Hopefully.
And ikaw din ba, James?
Ano ako saan? I
And
don't have the time.
well, I'm not on Honkai Star Rail, but I have been playing Honkai Impact the third for a while back then. So
Mm.
I do know that it kind of has ties with the Honkai Star Rail. So um, si Rav, siya yung madalas kong nakakausap about
Mm.
about Honkai stuff. So, parang kino-connect-connect namin yung dots ng Honkai
Ah,
Impact tas yung Honkai Star
mahirap
Yung storyline.
mahirap kasi yung Honkai Impact daw laruin eh. Like I was talking with Alex about it, who's the only other person I know who played it. Star Rail is a lots more accessible and ayun, mas madali siyang i-laro.
Yeah, there are actually a lot happening in Honkai Impact kaya
Mm.
medyo din na-drop ko siya. But when Honkai Star Rail popped up, tapos knowing that it has ties to Honkai Impact, parang
Mm.
na-curious ako sa sa story quests.
That's good.
So, nakikipag-discuss ako sa kay Rev about these stuff. So, pero mas nandun pa rin ako sa mas
Genshin.
into Genshin pa rin ako. So, ang dami na actually lumalabas na 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 stuff about Genshin, and we're still waiting for another patch, and then there are new characters. So, like, there's a lot happening in the Hoyoverse.
That's true.
And
Which is
that's what
why
I've been geeking about.
so you can like temporary while there's not while Genshin is going through a lull. Yun daw sabi, 'di ba? Laro ka muna ng
Honkai
Honkai
Star
Star.
Rail.
Well, because like
Wala naman.
actually looking at the two games, ganun talaga. There are some game designs na you play for a while, you spend a little here and there, and then you kind of just rotate it. So, kasi no single game is no how do you say it? No decently designed game should force you to grind on it every day, all day. So if there's a game
Mm,
that does that to you, that's a very unethically designed game.
yes.
I would say. Yun
Yeah,
lang.
but Genshin naman has it keeps you in moderation
Mm.
somehow.
Eh, hindi naman masyadong mabigat from what I hear.
Yeah. I still have fun with Genshin naman.
Mm.
So, ayun. Yun lang naman for me. How about you, J3?
I
You
Yes.
have a call.
I have a call. Should I take this call? You know who it is. It is
Eran.
a so I will I'm sorry, I will turn it over to you.
Alrighty. You
Okay,
you
father
take the call.
duties.
Yes. Ayan.
Alam mo actually I was thinking what is it about the games ng Genshin and like Honkai Star Rail that while it is appealing, I don't want to get into. And then I realized it's because it's the gacha mechanic talaga. Uh, I tend to really be really
Understandable.
bad at gacha mechanics. So, parang nabubuisit lang ako. And ang nangyayari sa akin, nagiging ano kasi ako I don't know what the term is, na-obsess ako to get the right, no, parang to get the one that I want or to get the ano. And so, hindi ako nagtatagal kasi either I become hyper-focused and it becomes an addiction or magsasawa ako sa kanya. So,
Mm.
parang sabi ko nga, what do you call this? And I'm sorry to say this, pero ang grupo natin, "Uy, may bagong game, let's play it." After a month or two,
Ida-drop na.
uh,
But I
we do
noticed
that
that
quite
happens
often.
that happens with most gamers. Or
So,
gaming most gaming groups in general. They're really like that, no? Na there's a game they'll try and then after a while, is it something you're gonna stay with? No, yes, no. Tapos, okay. Because some things really stick. Like Valorant is one of the games which really
Yeah.
stuck with us. FF is one of the games that really stuck with us. So there are some games talaga nagsistick talaga.
Mm.
Perhaps because of the quality of the game itself, the way it's designed, the nature of the content.
Or the stories.
And so yeah, kasama na din talaga 'yan. So far, kita mo kung ano yung mga games na talagang pinagstay um in the group as a whole, it seems to be those. Valo, FF, um, Genshin for some players, and I'm not sure about the rest. Ano ba bang pinaglaruan ng iba? Everyone has their own little thing. Eh.
Pokemon?
Pokemon is like one of those strange things that's just kind of ups and
Strange.
downs. No, no, no. I mean, I used to play Pokemon naman din. Pero kasi each Pokemon, whether it's the card game or a new set of generation, parang season lang yan eh. Oh, may bagong season. Then it
Mm.
goes away, and after a while, may bago na naman. So, connected kasi lahat ng Pokemon eh. So,
Speaking
it's
of
just
which,
on and off
I
there.
want to share this. I shared this earlier, ba yun, or yesterday.
Right, right.
I sometimes when I'm bored, I scroll through FB Reels, not TikTok, FB Reels talaga. And one of the videos that came up was about this guy who threw away his $30,000 collection of Pokemon cards.
Oof,
And
that's tough.
the reason he threw it away was because he believed that God told him that he should throw it away. And then because sabi niya, he was saying at first na hindi niya alam kung bakit,
Oh,
why
John? He
because
froze.
we have a technical interruption.
Oh
Are we
happened.
still
no.
streaming? Hindi ko nga alam kung nagsi-stream pa tayo.
Oh no.
We're still on stream. What's going on?
Hey, gents, are we still online? Let me check the content.
Yeah, we're still here.
You
What
froze.
happened?
It's
Nope.
on now. The stream.
It's running naman.
So we're still streaming. So si John lang yung nawala.
Ako ba
Yes,
nawala?
still on. Yes, still
Yeah.
online. Yeah.
Nawala ako?
Well, I will finish what John was saying because he told me the story earlier anyway.
Alright, alright.
So some guy
Wait, hello,
drew his
hello.
Pokemon cards because God told him so now.
Hello.
So, ayun, you're back, John.
Hey
I just
John.
I just bridged you a little.
Okay, nawala pala talaga. Nawala. Akala ko parang
Yes.
Now you
ay,
vanished
that's
You
so
for
weird.
a few
froze.
seconds, for like 10 seconds.
They're saying he's still there, so I don't know what happened with you guys.
Yung
Ay,
connection mo sa
kumapag.
amin naputol. Woo!
Weird.
Joke.
I'm just glad that our bonds are forever. Wow.
Oh.
Forever in the Lord, yes, sir.
Anyway, what was I saying? So I was sharing that this
Because.
guy threw away his $30,000 collection of Pokemon cards because God told him so. And then
Mhm.
ang sabi niya
True.
na he didn't understand at first, and then he researched daw, and he saw that it was demonic daw, and that because it's based on inspired daw by Shintoism and a Japanese call this mythological whatever, mythological
Mm,
beliefs. And in my
right.
mind, a lot of media is based on mythological beliefs. I mean, for example, a lot of stories are based on Greek mythology. Doesn't make it demonic right away just because it's based on that. So,
Mm,
and uh, it's just weird para sa akin. So, his conviction is he threw it away. Now, on my part, I understand if it was an idol, meaning to say, God is telling him to throw it away
Definitely.
because it has become an idol in his life. That
Yeah.
parang
mm.
nahirapan na siyang i-let go, ganun, ganun.
Mm.
But if
It's
the
interfering with
justification,
his life talaga.
yes, because anything that goes above God it becomes an idol, and that should be kept in check. But if the
Mm-mm.
justification is because it's demonic, because it's inspired by Japanese mythology and Shintoism, medyo ah, hindi siya it doesn't equate to me as demonic. At least my
Mm.
conviction. I don't see it as an equation to them. Uh,
Yep.
and it feels a little bit of an over spiritualization, no?
Mm.
Which tends to happen um, in certain church circles. I remember Pokemon nga at one time na nalala ko sa before. It's demonic because they're summoning monsters. Like, they're not necessarily drawing Hindi naman sila nagdo-draw ng whatever symbols on the floor to summon the monsters. These monsters are in the world of the game and in the world of the media. These are actually animals that exist that you can capture and use. Parang ganun yung ano yun. Um, it's not necessarily talagang I'm summoning a demonic monster to ano. Parang ako, we should avoid lang talaga yung over spiritualization of ano of things. Not everything is demonic. Yung mga tipong I remember Pastor John Phoenix said this before na parang yung for example, yung tech biglang the lights are flickering, the sound is not working. Must be a demonic attack. Nag-sound check ba kayo? Nag-rehearsal ba kayo? Nag-tech rehearsal ba kayo? Chinek nyo ba yan bago nag-start, 'di ba? Not everything
Yeah.
is no, it can be human error, 'di ba? It can
Yep.
or like for example, nagkasakit yung tao. Parang that must be a demonic attack, meron siyang sakit, no? Pero the day before naulanan pala siya. Nagbabad sa ulan. Malamang, 'di ba? So,
Yeah, I think it's the balancing point with between a yes, we are aware that there is a spiritual world that's true and exists, and there is spiritual warfare. Yeah, this is very
nabigla
true,
naman
and it
ako
does,
dun.
and it can and does affect us as well in our normal life. But on the other hand, you're also veering towards, yeah, over spiritualizing and becoming superstitious actually, which in effect actually gives demonic forces more power because of your belief in their power, which honestly, if you're a Christian, and then we just like, whether or not there's a demonic influence here, you power through because you have the Holy Spirit. So their, I guess my point is like, their hold is made weak if your belief in that God is the only true God, and all other things are just mere, I guess, fiction. And if you think about it, their power before the Lord is fiction. In front of God, the power of Zeus, Odin, and all the rest is mere fiction.
Yeah,
So therefore, you can just enjoy them as mere fiction because, before God's power, they're really just mere fiction.
Amen.
Diba?
naalala naalala ko tuloy yung ano, like the depiction of Dungeons and Dragons in the 80s. Makikita mo pa nga yan
Um,
sa ano, sa Stranger Things, eh.
that's
That if
true.
you
That's
play
true.
D&D,
Yeah.
you must be of the devil, or you are summoning demons into this world because you're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Parang it's such a big leap kasi, no?
It is. It's a leap of misunderstanding. And honestly, you see this even in non supernatural things. Like, for example, sharks. Honestly, everyone's scared of sharks. But deaths to sharks are actually very quite low compared to so many other things.
Hippos daw.
Hippos kill a lot more things. And then we look at hippos and they're like, oh, but actually, people who live in where hippos are like, oh my gosh, it's a hippo, it's gonna kill us because they know that hippos are killers.
Yeah.
Diba? Cute lang sila. Until may napatay silang buong boat full of tourists.
Hippos talaga, no, na-realize
Yeah,
ko
I
talaga,
mean honestly,
daming
it's
namamatay sa
it's it's
hippos, ete.
PR. It's PR. Sharks kasi look uh very quote unquote
Dangerous.
dangerous.
Me-
Hippos look cute, but they're
Meanwhile,
actually dangerous.
meanwhile, there were like 5 or 6 Sharknado movies.
Right, but we don't
Yeah.
see movies made about hippo killings. So,
Hipponado, joke lang.
example lang. So, things like that can happen.
I think and everything sa lahat ng mga ano natin, mga hobbies natin, should be balanced talaga, eh. Um,
Yeah.
it's it's a form of entertainment, but doesn't it can if left unchecked, it can become an idol. It can
Mm,
overtake your life, but in
yep.
moderation, no, it can be something that in parang bonus to your life,
And
to
can
what
be
Mm.
you're doing
enjoyed.
in life, 'di ba? Parang ano,
Yeah,
parang
because I
parang
guess the
asawa,
principle.
bonus, joke lang.
Well, I think that's a little bit more, but I guess yung concept that I have here is like I actually equate it to things like music. 'Di ba? God bestowed upon people the ability to do art, create music, things that we enjoy in life. So, kasama dyan yung storytelling, 'di ba?
Mm.
So, yeah, that's just like me thinking like, yeah, no, people tend to overdo things sometimes na very specific lang yung view nila. Ito lang yung tama or whatever.
By the way, going back, John, ikaw, what have you been up to or into? Mo ba
Right.
na-share?
So actually, if it hasn't already come out, but recently I still do play Final Fantasy 14. That's my, I guess you could call it, main game. I still do play Valorant. Uh but yung pinaka recent new thing to me is what Maya mentioned, yung Honkai Star Rail. So it's not my first gacha game, it's my second gacha game, and I will be which is, you realize you have to be very disciplined about these things. It's my first Hoyoverse game.
Ooh,
So I consider the Hoyoverse to be Chinese gaming.
it is.
Versus the previous game that I had, which was Japanese kasi yung company eh. So slight differences. I realized that the Hoyoverse currently is less predatory than the Japanese game partnership. Sad to say.
What do you mean?
Yung less predatory, meaning it doesn't make you feel like kailangan talaga magbayad to join all the events. If you don't join all the
Oh.
events, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
lagging behind all your other
Mm-hmm.
players. So this feels like it's not like that. So this is
Mm.
Hindi siya
it
play to
just
win type,
yeah, hindi siya play to win. So this one just feels like it's a JRPG. It actually feels like a JRPG
but it's
na
Chinese.
may gacha element. But yun nga, that's the
Mm-hmm.
point. Element, hindi siya requirement.
Yes.
So, which is what I appreciate.
Eh,
So,
no to
Yeah, that's
gacha,
what I
no.
enjoy about
you can
Genshin.
spend for more options and convenience if you want to, but you technically don't really need it.
Eh, no to gacha pa din, joke lang.
Ewan ko, but
Tama
I think,
naman. You don't really need gacha.
ano, ako kasi parang, hindi ko alam kung,
I
hindi
actually have
talaga,
fun with the gacha.
hindi mo ako mapapabili ng in-game purchases.
Well, people have different ano on it.
Ay,
So,
alam mo ba, hindi talaga ako nag in-game purchases because even my Valorant until now, it's still basic. Valorant, wala akong skins.
Yeah.
I guess in I used to be
But,
that na hindi talaga ako mapapabili ng anything. And then I realized at some point, just like this is just like ano, I appreciate the work of creatives
Mm.
basically. So which is why I
just
don't
because I don't
mind.
play a lot doesn't mean I won't spend. I
Oo,
know some people don't play a lot but spend a lot Vince.
ayun.
I get what your point. Ako lang talaga, parang hindi talaga ako napag. But, out of my point that I was going to make. But I actually spent like one time I was playing a puzzle game. And yung
Mm.
nanggigigil na ako, gusto ko siyang matapos. I spent like 99 pesos for like, ano, for parang gems ba yun or something. I can't remember. Basta para
Mm.
maka-continue ako playing. Alam mo talaga sabi ko, I must be careful not not to spend. So,
Well, anyhow, yun, going back kasi yung concept na naisip ko is, there are people who work on the game. These are creatives. This is a
Mm.
business. These are people behind it, and it's like
might as well support it.
I support
Mm.
it. So
I
same
get,
principle, from why uh, why pay for something when you can get it for free? Which is like the what some people do. Piracy versus legit, diba? Parang if I can
Mm,
get something for free, enjoy it for free, why should I pay for it? And I'm like, someone worked on it kasi. So I think they deserve
that's true.
the fruits of their labor. So if I find something like even in a gotcha game or whatever game, I don't spend on the roll so much, but like say FF for example, yung mga cosmetics or yung sub whatever. So parang am I having fun with this? Kasi naisip ko like, couple, a movie. How much is a movie nowadays? 300 pesos. Eh, walong oras.
400
Yeah.
a ticket.
O, diba? Let's say anywhere between 2 to 400 pesos per ticket, depending where in the Philippines you're watching it, which cinema.
Mm,
Average movie is about 2.5 hours, right? Two to 3 hours, depending on anong klaseng movie. So I'm like, that's a low efficiency enjoyment, and yet sometimes we do that. So I'm like, is this worth a movie ticket? Parang ganun yung nag-isip ko eh. Is this worth a movie ticket or is this worth a book buy? Kasi I would pay like $3 to $6 for a book, up to 10, depending on what type of book. And then it's like, how long does this entertain me? And for books, they generally entertain me for a short time because I read fairly quick. Like I do 600 words per minute kasi. So parang an average
Nice.
novel is just like kung nagmamadali talaga ako, minsan uabot ako ng 800 eh. So parang well, that's fairly fast. Um so that's like hindi technically hindi sulit yung book sa akin. Pero I measure it like if a book is sulit to me in terms of time and cost spent, why not I don't that's why I don't mind spending on other things na. Kasi naisip ko na
Gusto ko yung ang
kaya
bilis
naman.
mo magbasa. Kasi ako, let's say, when yung isang Harry Potter book takes me, what, 1 week, 2 weeks to read.
Yeah,
Ah,
I
yun
remember
lang
when
ang binabasa ko, yung ibig sabihin, yun lang ang binabasa ko. Wala akong ibang,
yes,
it takes me that
na,
long.
naalala ko yung one time, ano yung book na ano yung second to the last book? Deathly Hallows ba yun?
Hindi, yung Half-Blood Prince.
yeah,
Half-Blood
Half-Blood
Prince.
Prince.
Well, whether Half-Blood Prince or Deathly Hallows, those are roughly the same thickness, right? It was about 800 pages, di ba? Makapal siya. So it was funny because I remember buying the book in the morning with friends, and then pag gabi, they're like, let's start reading. I was like, oh, tapos na ako.
John,
And they're like, what?
seriously?
I was like, it's a good book. Why? It's like, but you bought it this morning with us. I was with them during that morning. We were like chatting, hanging out. So I was just reading on the side while, parang ganun-ganun. So pag uwi ko, dinner time, they were like, oh, I
Let's
just
talk.
started. And I'm like, oh, okay, tell me how you think I'm done na kasi. It's like, what? What? Like, we bought it at
I
9
can't. I
a.m.
cannot.
It's
Cannot,
like,
di ba?
I was like, it's been 12 hours. That's so much time. So yun. But anyway,
12 hours, so much time. My God.
but it is a lot of time if you think
I think
about
I
it.
remember borrowing one of the Percy Jackson books from you. Parang it
Mm.
took like a month or two before nakabalik sa kanya. And then
Which I don't mind. It
actually
was
that
fine.
one of the books that I borrowed from him, it took so long to get back to him. I had to buy a replacement kasi na waterlog yung copy niya.
Oh yeah. Well,
So parang ako, ah, it took me a while to get through it. But I love it. I love the Percy Jackson series eh.
speaking of
And
which, there
yung
is a new one
Riordan
coming
na
out, right?
Yes, I know. I know.
So looking forward to that as well.
So parang pag minsan nga mag-audiobook na nga lang ako baka mas mabilis pa.
Uh, that's also
Actually,
actually why I don't like watching shows. I prefer reading them because I feel it's more time efficient. Because I can read way faster than I can just watch a show.
Magano ka,
So,
manood ka ng at 1.5 speed.
ang pangit kasi ng ano na at that point, no? That's true. That's true though. Anyhow,
So anything else that you're into, John, before we end this session?
I think for now, that's it. Kasi, yeah, the only major new thing I've been playing is like continuing on my FF journey with friends. And yun, itong Honkai is the new one. So I appreciate it because it's been a while since I played a JRPG style sci-fi game, and I guess I've been kind of missing that. And I also can feel like it doesn't occupy too much time. Like once you hit certain points, it's like, oh, okay, so chill lang. Yeah, I think that's
John
it.
Vince
But
says
I will have to
Vince
schedule time
Vince
for.
says that you also read faster even than him because it took him 3 days to read Deathly Hallows.
Yes.
Actually, may
Yep.
naalala ko lang
Well.
ang bigla. I watched last week ba yun? I think, or the week before. Yung Super Mario Brothers na movie.
Yeah.
And napansin ko, ang pansin ko lang, it's a nice movie. And it's a nice, decent length movie. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's hindi
Hmm.
siya mahaba. Unlike
Hindi,
yung mga
not at
movies
all.
ngayon na 3 hours. By the way, Guardians daw 3 hours. Really good daw, pero
It's
three
long.
hours.
That's fine. Anyway.
Anyway, napansin ko lang, they really humanized Mario in this movie. Kasi
Hmm.
meron siyang
Yeah, I
uh,
did get to watch Mario nga pala.
daddy issues.
Mild lang,
Basically, he's
but
he's
yes.
having to prove himself to his dad and everything. Like, normal na to ng topic ngayon sa mga movies ngayon. No?
Hmm.
Wala, naisip ko lang bigla.
Something just to throw in as to close with the Mario movie. I also liked it, but people have to remember that it was intended for a children audience. So don't expect anything too deep or whatever. It's like, hey, remember guys, cartoons are actually, you know, funny thing, cartoons are also for kids. So like they're not because usually it's like just because it's a cartoon doesn't mean it's only for kids. So you have like deeper stories like the anime and stuff. Ngayon baliktad, I had to remind myself, oh nga no, this is a for kids show. So it doesn't have the deep stuff
Ano pa
that
rin eh.
you sometimes.
Speeches. Yung
It's funny.
song.
It's a fun movie. So yun lang. That's all I
Maya,
can say.
napanood mo na, hindi pa, no? You
Net.
should watch it.
There are lots of fun movies. I guess it's just learning to remember. Yeah, yeah, just have fun. No need to go too deep into anything.
Ako naghahanap lang ako ng kasabay manood ng Guardians eh. Wala pa ako
No.
nahanap eh.
I'm
Di
sure
ko pa nga
meron yan.
napapanood
I'm
yung
sure meron.
Suzume.
Yung Suzume.
Oh,
I don't know where to
sige.
watch it. I hope they put it
We'll,
on
we'll
Netflix or
look for.
something.
There are legit stuff coming out naman. Kahit like D&D meron nga eh. But
Most
anyhow,
likely. Yung D&D nga sana mag daw kasi the D&D movie did not make a lot of money daw. So
yeah,
that might,
hopefully it generates more income while it's still in theaters because it still is. It's actually still in theaters.
and
And so yeah, I would encourage people to watch it because it's a very good movie even if you have no idea what D&D is about. It's just a fun, fantastical magic movie which is very child friendly actually. It's a very family friendly movie.
that's true.
So yun. And yeah, that's about it.
I
I
actually
think.
kind of want sana nga mag-make money siya kasi I want a sequel. And they can only have a
Mm,
sequel kung mag-make money siya. No naman studios.
that's true.
Well, anyway, I
All
think
right.
it's 9:08. It's kind of late. So
Yes,
we
sir.
will be hopefully guys you guys enjoyed the past hour or so as we talked about different topics. Medyo chill lang ang usapan ngayon. Um,
Yep.
and hopefully meron kayo na pick up then. Especially,
Yeah.
and if you guys, and ganito kami sa community, no? So if you guys are looking for a community of, and you
Mm,
want to have fun, geek out about things, and maybe even study about God at the same time, then you can join us sa Level Up Game. We are on Facebook. We are also on Discord. Hanapin nyo na lang kami. Discord. We will post uh, the bio. Post link
in
in
the chat.
bio. Parang Shopee lang eh. Um,
Mm,
yeah, and if you are someone who's looking for a community, welcome, welcome. We are happy and glad to, to
yep.
Come join
come
us.
join us. Be one
Indeed.
of us.
Play with us. Talk with us. Geek out with us.
Yes.
And if there are any topics you think are interesting you'd like us to talk about, feel free to drop a message or um yeah, just throw something our way and we can look into it.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially
So,
'pag naubusan na kami ng ano,
ideas
ng
na pag-uusapan.
mapag-uusapan.
Pero
Yeah.
definitely will be uh, producing more content for you guys. Hopefully na ano that will be relevant to geeks but relevant to Christians as well.
Yep.
Hi,
So,
hi!
yan, wala namang hindi kami bait and switch dito. Talagang open kami dito na Christians kami. We will talk about God, but we will talk about geeky stuff as well, no. And I think yun yung ayaw natin sa mga ibang ano no, ibang programs na they will lure you in and then suddenly switch with ano, it's talking about the gospel na parang dinaya ka. Hindi yan. We're open here. So, alam mo
Yeah.
from the get-go what you're getting into. Ginusto
Yep.
mo yan. Hashtag
Yes.
ginusto mo yan.
Yeah. Tsaka, and we're not gonna like force convert anyone here
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, thank you
because
guys for the
I
7
mean honest,
viewers that has
we're not
been
against.
online since the start. And
Yes, sir.
Arigatou
hopefully, ano,
gozaimasu.
Thanks for hanging out with us,
yes,
especially
and
you and you. You know who you are.
right. And that's it, Pansit. Bye, guys.
See
Oyasumi
you around.
nasai.
Until next time.